When they arrived to the Polish side, my Bobbe opened the sack. She was not sure if he's alive or chas v'chalila. He was asphyxiated. 80 years later, I crossed the border. I crossed the virtual border between Medinat Israel and the United States when I came here to serve as the ambassador, as the Consul General of Israel to New York. And when I crossed that border, I crossed the border with a diplomatic passport. And in the diplomatic passport, in the front of the diplomatic passport was a menorah. And under the menorah, the letters Yud, Shin, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Hebrew letters, Israel. And also there were policemen. But I was not afraid of the policemen. They came to give me kuved. What is the difference between the way my father crossed the border in 1921 and the way I crossed the border in 2016? The difference is that today we have a Medina in Eretz Israel. And because we have a Medina in Eretz Israel, also the Goyim give us respect and give us kavod and give us legitimacy. We are no longer persecuted because we have a Medina, an independent Medina in Eretz Israel. And I want to tell you one more story. I lived in Tel Aviv after we made Aliyah we made from Poland to Argentina, and from Argentina to Eretz Israel, and we made Aliyah to Eretz Israel, and I lived in Tel Aviv. And to live in Tel Aviv was very comfortable. It's a big city, it's very comfortable. But also inspired by the words of the Rebbe, we decided, my wife and myself and my family, that that is not enough. There are areas in Eretz Israel that are under danger. There are areas in Eretz Israel that even Israeli prime ministers talked about giving them up to the Arabs. So we decided to leave Tel Aviv, to leave Tel Aviv and to move to the heart of Eretz Israel, to move to those areas that the Rebbe said that chas v'chalila, if are given to the enemy. And we moved from the comfort of Tel Aviv to a small community, to a small yishuv in Shomron. We moved to a small community, to a small yishuv in Shomron, and there every single day we see how דברי הנביאים, עוד תיתי בהרי שומרון, are made realities by Jews every single day. And by living there, my family, myself, we make sure that the words of the Rabbi, that chas v'chalila, Shtachim Eretz Israel will not be given to foreigners are maintained. When we travel today in the roads of Yehuda and the roads of Shomron, we see how important those words of the Rebbe were. We see in Hebron how much strength those words give to the Mityashvim in Hebron. we see how much faith those words give to the מתיישבים in שומרון ויהודה. And I came here to say that I am sure that the places that Am Israel return to, Hebron, Bethel, Shiloh, will remain in Jewish hands forever. My friends, I wish to conclude by saying that in my way here, I listened again to some of the words of the Rebbe. And I listened his words that Eretz Israel was given le'olam to am olam. And we in Eretz Israel, the government of Israel, we the people that live in Eretz Israel, we the people that live in the heart of Eretz Israel, are committed to fulfill this mitzvah with our soul, with our bodies, to make sure that Eretz Israel will be in the hands of Am Israel, Netzach Netzachim. And I will add one more sentence. As you know, there are in Eretz Israel many התיישבויות. There is התיישבות in the Negev, and there is התיישבות in the Galil, and there is התיישבות in Lachish, and many places. Our התיישבות in Yehuda ושומרון, to which I represent all of them. All of them are great. But the התיישבות in Yehuda ושומרון, from which I am a part, is an התיישבות that is linked not only, we don't make the better watermelons. We don't make the better industry. But this is a התיישבות that is linked to the roots of the Jewish people, to the emunah to the Jewish people, to the emunah be'eretz Israel, and for that reason, I believe that is the strongest of all of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Hashem should bless you with success in your shlichut over here. I just want to point one thing out, Ambassador. You spoke about crossing the border. Crossing the border many years ago and crossing the border now. The shluchim here are united in their desire that there should be no more borders. Asid Eretz Yisrael Yispashit. In the near future, Israel will spread out to the whole world, and there will be no more borders with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu Teikif Umiyad Mamash. My fellow shluchim, we're now in the parshas of Avram and Yitzchak. When Avram Avinu came to Mitzrayim and he was afraid of what the Mitzrayim would do to him if Sarah was his wife, the pasuk says, Imri, say that you are my sister, not my wife. Leman yitav li ba'avorech, so it'll become good for me. And Rashi says over there, what does this mean? It'll become good for me. So Rashi says, I'll get matonis, I'll get gifts for you. It's a little bit difficult to understand how Avraham Avinu would be interested in gifts from Parei Melech Mitzrayim. What is the meaning of this? And there are many mefarshim, there are sichas on this. But I saw one perush that says, what did Avram Avinu mean? L'man yitav li ba'avoreich? Avram Avinu was paving the roads for his children. That when they would go down to Mitzrayim, not only would they go out of Mitzrayim biyod Rama, but va'achrei chen yetzu b'rechush gadol. They will go out with a tremendous amount of physical wealth. Avram started that process. There was an Avram Mayor, that davened to the Eibishter. And the Rebbe answered his prayer. The Rebbe decided that finally in Lubavitch soll sein Agvir. There should be wealth in the community of Lubavitch, and a person should receive this wealth, but not only receive it, but show how to receive it, and how to deal with wealth, to prepare us all for the great wealth that will be coming. My fellow Shluchim, there's a person that helps people with his wealth every day of the week. People come to him from all over the world with personal stories, health issues, food issues, rent issues, children in need issues, and he uses his wealth in a beautiful way of helping them with millions and millions of dollars every single year. This person has also taken an interest in the lives of the Shluchim and their families, and has helped out many Shluchim for chasanis, for bar mitzvahs, or for items in need. Fellow Shluchim, let me introduce to you the Gvir from Lubavitch, Reb Sholem Ber Drizin.
Good Woch, Good Chedesh, Chedesh Kislev, Heute ist Jule. Gewinn die Woche. Wir gewinnen. Aber wir haben ein Nuklear-Test. Nicht geworden kein Nuklear. Aber gehabt ein Nuklear-Test in Midtown Manhattan. In 32nd, 34th, 32nd, 31st Avenue. Grace said, a nuclear test. All right. Still going good for us. Heute der Kinus Hashluchim. Kinus Hashluchim is the darf nicht kommen zu tun. Allemal darf sie tun als Schliach. Sie have to do something. So zu makar sein Nieden, to get only to in a Film. Und oder andere Sache. Doch kommen sie lechatchile, als sie dann Schluch. Die Woche früher ist gewähnt des Schliches von Eliezer Rebbe Avrom, was hat ihn geschickt zu nehmen Rivken für Rabbi für Yitzchak. Und die Gemara sagt, als Jofe Sichoson Shalav de Yoves mit der Rosson Shalboni. Und was hat gesagt? Als hat gesagt, Eved Avrom und ich, hat schon gewöhnt, ist schon keine gewöhnt, zu sagen, als Jofe Sichoson Shalav de Yoves mit der Rosson Shalboni. Mit der Ruf allein, was hat gesagt, als nicht gar nicht, als ich bin gar nicht. Aber die ganze, meine Ehen ist, als ich bin Eved Avrom und ich. Ich denke, der Rebbe ist da gesessen, sie nicht gewöhnt, sie gewöhnt auf Verbringenes, ohne sie gewöhnt, sei jemand der Pagre, aber mit gekannt vor mit der Kar. Und der Rebbe hat geredet, und nur immer hat der Rebbe gegeben, also ein Klapp, also nicht kein größeren Klapp, aber mit dem Klapp, der Klapp geht dann mit der Hand über den Tisch und gesagt, ich lebe. Ich lebe. Hab ich nicht verstanden, nach Sachzeit, weißt du, Lekoi Minisch, Adaita der Rabba, der Boim, Schnien, hab ich nicht verstanden, was der gemeint ich lebe. Nur immer gesagt, was er gehabt. Mein Ich ist gleib. Hat gesagt, mein Ich ist gleib. Mein ganzer Ich ist gleib. Und da kann man wissen, auch wenn der Rebbe mit dem Taten, Rebbe Levik Schneerson, wollen tanzen in Gamme, wollen sie tanzen, Simchastiere, wollen sie es herumnehmen, als sie uns Schoes tanzen zusammen, mit dem Rebbe, der Rebbe Levik Schneerson mit dem Rebbe, und sie wollen tanzen, in der Ayid mir gesagt, sie wollen tanzen, Schoes weiß. Und ich hab das erzählt dem Mann, dem Taten, meinem Avrom Major, hat gesagt, ja, sie im Bett da rumnehmen sich, und sie wollen als sie tanzen, Schoes weiß. Das ist mein Ramuske. Aber die ganze Linie, was sie sagt, Eved Avrom und ich, hab ich getracht, dass die kommen, die Schluchim. Was kommen sie daher? Sie sagen, dass ich bin ein Schliach. Die Farbe, was ich bin ein Schliach, kommt nicht zu sein auf Kinus Hashluchim. Mit der Ruf ist das Misames, der Wort, es ist verwirklicht verwirklich die Sache, was ist ein Schliach. Kommt daher, wie bald ist ein Schliach, darf kommen nachher auf ein Schliches. Und was ist der Schliches? Sagen wir, Avrom, als ich bin dem Rebbe am Schliach. Ich gehe nicht rein nur in die Kirche, als der Schliach muss sein von der lebendigen Schliach. Und das, wenn ich da rein in die ganze Kirche von aber mein Ingen ist ein Schliches. Und das ist dieselbe Sache, als gesagt, Joves, Sichoson, Shalav, die Joves, mit der Rossen, Shalbonim, als gesagt, Evet, Avrom und Echi. Als ich bin ein Schliach, und ich bin ein Schliach von der lebendigen Schliach, das ist mir schon genug. Weil ich bin falsch, ich schlafe ein bisschen länger, ich schlafe weniger ein bisschen, whatever, das ist doch mehr mit so, weniger, das ist eine sekundäre Sache. Aber die erste Meinung ist, als ich bin ein Schliach. Ich betrachte, dass zu Menschen kommen, sein vorne weg vom Stub, inmitten der Wochzeit und vorne weg, zu sagen, ich bin ein Schliach, dachte ich, viele mir gewünscht, schwer zu gehen, mir schwer zu gehen mit meinen Füßen, meine Reite. Der Rebbe hat zu geben, alle meine Arfu, schlimme Tage, und der Rebbe hat gesagt, dass jenes Kolamvorach, Misborach, is mandatory. Mandatory is in English, it is a hechra. Der George kann Pasken Cherkem, will mir mit zum Vermischbeten, können Vermischbeten an ihr 5 Jahre, 20 Jahre. Aber 3 Jahre ist mandatory. Muss geben 3 Jahre. Mandatory, das erkennt, das ist nicht in sein Geder Apiole. In sein Geder Apiole ist von 20 zu 25, aber 3 Jahre muss ihm geben. Das ist mandatory. Ist das der Rebbe gesagt, Kasener, Kolamvorach, Misborach, it is mandatory. Und der, was bencht, Aiden wird allein gebencht in mandatory. Ist da, der Rebbe soll geben, so sein ein gesunder Jahr und ein freilicher Chedesh und ein gesunder Chedesh. Und der, was da vom Schliduchim, und soll sein gesund und Parnasse, was es trefft sich dann eben solche bittere Meise, sie geschehen lately, und allemal, die der Rebbe soll auch Mannes haben, weil wir können nicht cornern, als wie die Amerikaner sagen, cornern dem Eberst. Wir können nicht sagen, weil der weiß, ihre Wisrol Koschnitzer hat gesagt, der Bene Scholem, du lebst doch ewig und du bist ein Gesunder, und der Wisrol Koschnitzer, ich bin ein Schwacher und gesund. Und sagte, ich sage kaum, was ich lebe. Und ich bete bei der die so aber ist weg an jene Woche. Wenn das gesagt, wenn gedammt, gekonnt dem Eberschen und gesagt, mit darf sich hit mit der Wort, und mit darf sein, weiß doch, also die Gemorre sagt, Gal, na nese Bereiche. Wir können nicht kornern und wir können nicht verleihen, wir können nur beten. Und der Rebbe soll helfen, als wir soll sein, ein guter und ein gesunder Jahr, ein fröhlicher Jahr. Und der Rebbe hat gesagt, man darf nicht sagen, dem Heper soll sein. Verschweig dem Heper, der Heper soll weggehen allein. ist da so sein, a gesunder und a freilicher und a chedisch, a Kislev, a Reschedisch Kislev, a chsidischer chedisch, was ist das Kislev gewesen, die Schichru von dem alten Rebbe. Soll sein, und der Rebbe soll Sachen man es haben. Und da soll sein, a gute Jahr.
Thank you, Reb Shalom Bedrizin, and the Eibishter should also bench you mit gesund und ariches yomim. You should be able to continue your work for many, many years to come. Und es soll können gehen mit beide Fies. Likras Moshiach Tzidkenu, in the front line. Shluchim, please take your seats. In today's Parsha, we speak about the two words, Achad Ha'am. And there's a story taking place in the Rebbe Rashab's days that there was a man by the name of Osher Ginsburg, who was a famous writer, but he was not a frum Yid, and in fact had anti-frum ideals. He was a prolific writer, and he gained the name Achad Ha'am. At one point, he went into Yechidus by the Rebbe Rashab, and after he left the Yechidus, they asked the Rebbe Rashab what he thinks of this person. The Rebbe Rashab said some mavildike words. The Rebbe Rashab said, if he was standing at Kriyas Yamsuf, he would still find an excuse to say that this was not a miracle of Hashem. Then some people went over to Mr. Ginsburg, Achad Ha'am, who was a learned man, and they asked him, what do you think of the Rebbe of Lubavitch, the Rebbe Rashab? And he said, and he paraphrased the Medrash, he said, Yoideya eseilomoi umechavin limrei boi. This is what he said on the Rebbe Rashab. Today's Rabbonim, there are many, but not every Rav is Yoideya eseilomoi. Someone who is with it, who understands the current age, understands what a cell phone is today, a smartphone, understand what 1 minute message can do when it reaches tens of thousands of people, whether it's in the Hebrew language or in the English language. And this is the Rav of our community. My fellow Shluchim, help me in recognizing and welcoming a Chaver of the Bezdin of Crown Heights, Harav Reb Yosef Shishaya Brown.
A good Vach, a good Chodesh, and most important for all of us over here in this room, a good Yom Tov. This is no ordinary Kinus Hashluchim Lami. This ain't an ordinary banquet. We're sitting here in the Same Gedichte, in the middle of a Rosh Chodesh Kislev Farbrengen Arboim Shana. Let's understand what Arboim Shana means. Lamed Ches, Lamed Tes, Mem Aleph, Mem Beis, Mem Gimel, Tavshin Daled Mem, Mem Hey, Mem Vav, Mem Zayin, Tismach, Tavshin Mem Tes, Tavshin Nun, Tinose. Takes a while to say it. Tashi nun Beis, Niflois, Bakel, Tashi nun Gimel, nun Dalid, and post nun Dalid, nun Hey, nun Vav, nun Zayin, nun Ches, nun Tes, Samach, Samach Aleph, Samach Beis, Samach Gimel, Samach Dalid, Samach Hey, Samach Vav, Samach Zayin, Samach Ches, Samach Tes. I know the Aleph Beis. And we started Shnas 770 and we continue to Ayin Aleph, Ayin Beis, Ayin Gimel, Ayin Daled, Ayin Hey, Ayin Vav, Ayin Zayin, Ayin Ches. Forgive me for taking those 2 minutes to go through those years. Those 2 minutes took 40 years on the calendar. 40 years that we're celebrating as Mirhabim Rebbe, and the Rebbe is back with us. Mamish moments before Kinus Hashabbos, Shabbos Machar Chodesh, Shabbos Mevarchim Kislev, I received an email from someone. I just got a ping. I think he sent me another message right now. And he writes to me that there was a test this week. And he sent me some links that they successfully completed a head transplant. I don't know if they did or they didn't, if this is science or pseudoscience, if they wanted to or they want to. My kosher phone, like our beautiful MC said, doesn't access those links. So I have no idea what it says there. And he wrote it to me for whatever he wrote it to me for. But when I was reading that, it brought to mind a phenomenal ha'ara that the Rebbe writes. There's a series of ha'aras where the Rebbe concludes with the Rebbe's unique signature language, V'gam bozeh nirat kama meduyokim divrei rabbeinu nesienu. Gam bozeh, here's another opportunity where we see that the words of our Rabbeim are precise, accurate. And what was the Rebbe referring to in this instance? That is a maimed of the Alter Rebbe. Forgive me for throwing in some Torah over here. There's a maimed of the Alter Rebbe, Anila Doidi, where the Alter Rebbe explains the concept of tshuva. I have to digress for a second. Sitting here by Fabrengen, it comes to mind that Reb Yankel Schari Maskalik once said that Shuv is a Rasha Tevis, trinkt spirit und beißt Hering. A Fabrengen is Shuva. Where Chassidim sit together and they say L'chaim, not even on a banquet level, just a bit of herring, that's Shuva. The Alter Rebbe wants to give a mashal for Shuva. He doesn't only give us the spirit and the herring. He tells us that imagine if imhoyo nimsa b'refuas, if medically there would be such a concept, lechaber roishay al gufay, a person was over on chorus and his head got disconnected. So what does tshuva mean? Imagine theoretically, conceptually, if you would be able to take a head and reconnect it to a body. The Rebbe fragt gleich, and the Rebbe's ha'aras, the Rebbe asks, imagine? There's a Gemara. And the Rebbe starts throwing Gemaras over there. There's a Gemara that says, yeah, Avdulu Sami V'chai, there's a certain kind of medicine you can do, and you could make a head and connect it to a body. So how can the Alter Rebbe say such a thing? The Rebbe brings another Gemara. Then this other Gemara, it says, comes out from another Gemara, that this is not very common. If you would ask me if it's common, I would tell you not based on the Gemara. But by the Rebbe, it's based on the Gemara. The Gemara says it's not common, so it's not common. That's why the Alter Rebbe does not say im hoya b'refuas. He says im hoya nimtza b'refuas. If it would be nimtza, if it would be something which is common in medicine, medicine doesn't usually get to it. This week, some people claim they got to it. Or at least the guy that sent me the email thought so, or maybe didn't think so. I didn't read the email b'diuk. Moirav Rabbeisai. Ze hayoim asher pada b'shalom nafshenu v'or v'chayis nafshenu nitl lanu. Talking to fellow Shluchim, fellow Chassidim, this is a Yom Tov for Chassidim b'chfrat and for Klal Yisrael b'chlal. Asher pada b'shalom nafshenu, our Rosh was redeemed, v'or v'chayis nafshenu nitl lanu. We received the Rebbe back in a way of oir and chayis. that we were able to see the Rebbe walking out of 770 be'oir v'chayis be'oifen shel gilui. If ever someone ever had a havamina that is some disconnect between the Rosh and the Guf, no one ever dreamed that there was chas v'shalom a pirud, a separation from the perspective of the Rosh. Mitzad the Rebbe gam b'shas hachet hoyse ba'amna yiter, regardless of where we stand and what we do and in what situation we are and in what matziv and what makim and what zman, regardless of the circumstances, the Rebbe is always connected to the Guf. But the question, talking in a Farbrengen language, where does the Guf stand in relation to its connection to the Rosh? Ha'im ha'Rebbe b'kirbeinu im oyin. If we even have such a havamina that maybe my body has somehow severed its connection with the Rosh, Arbaim Shana Koyim Inish Adaita de Rabbi, we could reconnect and do a head transplant. Arbaim Shana Chassidus says that a Talmud after 40 years, Chushei HaTalmud Nasim Ke Chushei Rav. And if anyone considers this to be heretical, the Rebbe used this expression in relation to the Chassidim with the Rebbe, b'negeya to questions, not to ask the Rebbe's questions anymore, but rather the Rebbe gave the formula of asking Roifi Yedid Mevinim, Asei L'charav, D'Reich Sidish Rabbanim, etc., etc. And amongst those various different Hayrois, the Rebbe said is also the concept of Chusha Talmud Nasim K'Chusha Rav, that if we really want and we're really sincere, we could be mechav and we know what the Rebbe really wants. Im hoya nimtza b'refuas lechaber roish al guf. There is such a concept, we can connect the head with the body. We're talking about Arbaim Shana Chodesh Kislev. Let us not forget chas v'shalom that it is Shloshim Shana to the Danotzach of Beis Kislev. And what was the celebration of Beis Kislev? As much as the Rebbe wanted it to be done differently than the way Hasidim wanted, there was a court case, there was a Danotzach, Hey Tevis, Atzachigasen Mashke. There was an appeal. There was an instruction that the Svarim have to come back. But until we come back to 770 B'Poyel Mamish, it's not a complete Idan Notzach. And the Rebbe used the phrase in relation to Beis Kislev, Mishin is Baser, B'Sura, Toiva, Nosa, Liba, Yesraglov, V'Nase, Kalo Leches. Life became easier. Vayisa Raglov, we had such a B'Sura, Toiva, of V'Shavti, B'Shaloi, Melbeis, Avi, the Pidyon Shvuyim was complete. There could be a psak. You could say that in psak in Beis Mishpat HaFederali. But so long we're not sitting over here in 770, nothing, no sefer of the Rebbe, no in of the Rebbe can be in a situation where it's out of its natural place. And as Shluchim, our natural place, V'Shafti, B'Shalom, Al Beis Avi, the ultimate goal of every Schliach is to come back here. If you will, in a Nigla language, there's a Rashi that says in Mesichta Gittin, Schliach loy mikri el ha'mishtaleach mizel lezeh, sheroi lachzer eitzel shluchai veloimer loy asisi shlichuscha. Ushlichus she'eine ruya lachzer lahagir eine shlichus. A shliach who doesn't appreciate the fact that we have to bring over here in 770 and come back to the Rebbe, ain't no shlichus. The ultimate goal of the shlichus is to come back here and appreciate that everything is back. The Chodesh Kislev, Beis Kislev, teaches us that koichai sateva, nature has no control over the Rebbe and the Rebbe's connection to Chassidim. And the secular court system has no control either. The Dan Notzach, Anani Tzuchaya, we are victorious over everything and nothing can stand in our way. We have a Lebediger Rebbe, we have a Lebediger Shluchim, and we have a Lebediger Shlichus. and in the context of our only shlichus. Let's be careful over here. Not our primary shlichus. Our only shlichus, the Rebbe said. We have one and only shlichus. Not the bulk of our shlichus. Not even a klal gadol. There ein uneinzige, one and only shlichus of lehachin es atzmoi ves kol ha'olam kuloi lekabel pnei Mashiach tzedkeinu b'poel mamish. Chsidim, shluchim are gathered here together tonight to strengthen our connection, our iskashus to the Rebbe, and to realize our shlichus b'miluoi, to prepare the world to greet Mashiach tzedkeinu. And we are coming back to the Rebbe, v'shafti el beis avi, and saying, Asisi shlichuscha, mission accomplished, didan notzach. Let us take out of this Kinus Hashluchim a chayis mechudeshes. Koyim adayin nishadai to the Rebbe. The Rebbe says applies even to the things that happened before and after those 40 years. Let us come with a chayis mechudeshes in the inyan of lekabel pnei Mashiach. A hatzah, a suggestion. The Rebbe spoke so much about Schliach, oise Schliach. 30 years to Kinus Hashluchim ha'ilami. Shluchim have done so much, Bilshoin Rav, Zeim Shoin Messiah, and given the Shlichus. They passed Hascholus Hashlichus, passed Emtza Hashlichus, and they concluded Shlichus. I had a friend, I asked him, are you going on Shlichus? He tells me, the Rebbe had gesagt, Nestaim Averis Hashlichus. Shlichus is over. He just didn't read the paragraph after that. We finished Averis Hashlichus. We just have to do one and only thing, Lekabel Pnei Mashiach. Schliach, oise Schliach. If every Schliach in this room tonight will create another Schliach. People are begging to go on Shlichus, but that's not Shluchim that we made. They already want to be Shluchim, they're just looking for a place. We take another person and make him into a Schliach. Get one more individual to be Mekabel Pnei Mashiach Tzedkeinu, to appreciate, to realize what Shliach is all about. And in this inyan, it doesn't make a difference if he goes by the name Schliach, he doesn't go by the title Schliach. If he's already an existing Schliach and he's in the front row in the picture, and the back row, he doesn't make it to the picture. To get one other Yid to appreciate that we have one mission. Und Chabad is B'soich Ha'onan. We are proud. We have nothing to be embarrassed. We have a Goyin Yaakov. The Rebbe is in charge. The Rebbe won the Chodesh Kislev. How did we act on the Chodesh Kislev? How did we act on the Chodesh Kislev Memches? And how did we react and act on Beis Kislev? Mir ist nicht nispol geworden from Canaan. We couldn't really care what anybody else says. Everybody will come here. The Rebbe once said to a chassid who was going to print a publication, and he inquired by the Rebbe whether, this is before the Nesius, whether he should publish something which is a different minig. Not minig Chabad, whether to allow for other people who don't follow our minhagim, and it's very important to recognize other people's minhagim. And if a person comes to a place with the other such minhagim, not to try to uproot them, like the famous Heirois of the Rebbe. So the question was whether on America's publication to include a piyut, a nigun, something which was not our minig. And this particular chassid said that the Rebbe told him, Ich hab gehört von Schwer, I heard from my father-in-law, at the ganze Welt wird gehen nach mir und nicht ich nach der Welt. That the world will go after me and not me after the world. And mir in this context was not the Schwer, was the Rebbe. The world will go after us. Just over the last 2 years, countless Sforim came out michutz lechabad on Inyonei Geula Mashiach. Can you believe such a thing? And the rate it's going, seems like they might have more Sforim than us on that topic. The ganze Welt wird gehen nach mir, Schliach, heiße Schliach. Let us come with a new achlata that we're going to prepare the wall, the Kaaba B'nai Mashiach Tzidkenu, and get other people to become Shluchim as well in this direction. Und der Rebbe wird helfen zu sein, die da Notzach Hashleimi Amiti Ha'ikri V'Akloli. The ultimate die da Notzach Gula Amitis V'Ashleima Yechia Dineinu Mereinu B'Rabbeinu Melech HaMashiach Leila Vod. We take from Yad Mamish. Good Yom Tov.
Ayashakech Rav Broin, and we b'shem kol hashluchim, we give you the bracha of Yairich Yomim HaMamlachtoi, Bebrius and the Chayno, and on Menius v'Yikuvim. This is a Chassidische Verbringen. I take this moment that everybody, all the Shluchim here, was a Chassidische Verbringen can lufton, to give a full shleime to Menachem Mendel ben Dvoira Leah bas Nechamedina, Shalom ben Frede, Yitzchak Mordche ben Saida, Yair ben Efrat, und Fatzloch Rabbe to Michal ben Chane, Shalom Mordche Alevi ben Rivke, Yosef Yitzchak Alevi ben Brocher. We have with us tonight another member of the diplomat world, someone who has helped his Schliach in his town in many ways. He's found his Yiddishkeit and is now a proud Jew, serving as a member of the parliament in the Ukraine and as vice president of the Parliamentary Assembly in the entire Council of Europe. My fellow Shluchim, it is my honor to present to you Mr. Georgi Logvinsky Reb Tzvi Hirsch.
שבוע טוב ומבורך. לפי כל החוקים הדיפלומטיים אני חייב לדבר איתכם באנגלית. אבל ברשות זה שאני עומד פה במקום איפה שעמד הרבי, אני רוצה לבקש ממכם אישור לדבר איתכם בלשון הקודש. קוראים לי גיאורגי לגבינסקי, צבי הירש לגבינסקי, החברים קוראים לי בשם גריק. אני חבר פרלמנט מדינת אוקראינה וסגן הנשיא של הפרלמנט מועצת אירופה. זה הארגון הכי גדול פרלמנטרי בעולם. ואני גאה בכך שגם בפרלמנט של אוקראינה וגם בפרלמנט אירופאי אנשים שומעים לא רק עברית אלא גם שומעים על החב"ד, גם שומעים על הרבי, ואני מנסה לעשות כך שגם היהודים ולא יהודים הבינו מה זה האמת בעולם הזה. אף על פי כך, כמו שאמרתי, שתפקיד סגן הנשיא של הפרלמנט מועצת אירופה, פרלמנט של 47 מדינות, זה תפקיד הכי גבוה בכל ההיסטוריה של מדינת ישראל, מדינת אוקראינה. אבל מה מוביל לכך ומה מטרת החיים? כל בן אדם בחיים עומד לפעמים על יד הרמזורים. והפנייה ימינה והפנייה שמאלה מחליטה את התוכן החיים, את העתיד של האדם. ובכדי לענות לי לשאלתי, אני רוצה לרדת קצת יותר עמוק. אני נולדתי בברית המועצות. זה לא היה רוסיה, זה לא היה אוקראינה, זה לא היה מולדובה. זה המדינה סובייטית, איפה שלהיות יהודי בוא נגיד ככה, היה קשה. האנטישמיות רבה שהיה אז קיימת לא היה מאפשר מצד אחד ליהודים להרים ראש, אבל גם יהודים לא הבינו מה משמעות השם היהודי. כי לא היה לא שגרירות, לא ג'וינט, ואפילו לא היה אינטרנט אז. אז מצד אחד היה מחלוקת. למה שמים את היהודים? היהודים שאלו את עצמם מצד אחד. אבל מצד שני לא הבינו מה זה יהודים. אני גדלתי וראיתי רק שכתוב אני יהודי, אבל מה זה יהודי? מה ההבדל? מה הקשור? וב-1991, שהייתי בגיל 12, אני פעם ראשונה הגעתי לבית הכנסת. זה היה עוד ברית המועצות, ולא היה שגרירות, לא היה ג'וינט, לא היה סוכנות, אבל הגיעו שליחים של חב"ד. השליחים הראשונים בתורם היה רב קרסיק. זה באדם די מבוגר, כמו שאני זוכר אותו. באדם שהגיע וניסה ללמד ילדים, להיות איתם, ואני בגאה בכך שאתמול ראיתי אותו פה, ועד היום הוא נמצא באותו בית הכנסת, מלמד ילדים ועושה את השליחות של הרבי. בגיל 12 אני קיבלתי אפשרות הראשונה לעלות לארץ. הורים שלו היו בהלם כי לא הבין איך זה ילד 12, לא אני ולא הורים שלי אף פעם לא היו בחוץ לאוקראינה, בחוץ לברית המועצות, איך זה לנסוע למדינה אחרת, ואז אפילו בלי דרכונים, בדרך, כמו שכבר דיבר הקונסול, ממש כמו בתיק או בשק. ואז אבא שלי אמר, אתה חייב להחליט בעצמך. אבל היה לי קשה לעשות החלטה כזו חשובה. אז הוא לקח 3 גפרורים ושבר אחד. אמר, אם תוציא את הגפרור השבור, אתה טס. אם לא, אתה נשאר. ואני לקחתי את הלקוח, לקחתי על הגפרור, יצאתי, וזה לא היה גפרור השבור. אבל רק אז אני הבנתי מה אני מפסיד. ולקחתי על החלטתי, אני נוסע למדינת ישראל, לכפר חב"ד, ללמוד. אנחנו לפעמים, רק מתי שאנחנו מפסידים משהו, מבינים את החשיבות. וזה היה הפנייה הראשונה שלי עם הגפרור בדרך היהודי. כשאני הגעתי לכפר חב"ד בגיל 12, אז לא הבנתי לאיפה הגעתי. אני ילד נורמלי, ממשפחה נורמלית, מה זה מקרר. ויודע שאני יכול להגיע ולפתוח מקרר, לאכול משהו. טוב, מגיע, כל הילדים כמוני, ההורים נמצאים אלפי קילומטר משם. מצב לא פשוט, צריכים להתרגל, להבין. ופגש אותי מדריך. והתחיל את הדרכת החיים יהודים. ואני מאוד הערכתי אותו. למדתי בכפר חב"ד, למדתי בישיבת הבוכרים באור שמחה. יש פה אנשים מישיבת הבוכרים? כנראה שיש, אני רואה עיניים, יפה. לפחות יש פה אנשים מכפר חב"ד? או, יש. לא שומע אתכם. אז לא הייתי ילד טוב, בוא נגיד ככה האמת. ולא הייתי ילד פשוט. אבל אצלנו אומרים, האנשים הפשוטים הם לא מעוניינים, והאנשים לא פשוטים הם כן מעניינים. אז אלה הרבה מחלוקת בחיים, וב-1993 אני אמרתי שאני צריך להחליט מה לעשות הלאה. להמשיך בכל מיני דרכים במדינת ישראל, או לחזור לאוקראינה, איפה שהיו ההורים שלי, איפה שהיו המשפחה שלי, איפה שהיו הבית שלי. ואני שלחתי הרבה מכתבים לרבה לפני זה, אבל כתבתי אותם ברוסית. וחשבתי, אני ידעתי שרבה מדבר ברוסית, אבל חשבתי שהמזכירים שלו כנראה לא מסרים לו, כי לא מבינים רוסית, אז הם לא קוראים, לא מבינים, לא מסרים לרבה. אז לקחתי לעצמי, כתבתי מכתב לרבה בעברית, וקיבלתי מכתב חזרה. מכתב לפקס של כפר חב"ד. שבתוך השאלות שאלתי מה לעשות, קיבלתי את המכתב, הסכמתי לנסוע, ברכה והצלחה. וממכתב הזה התחילה השליחות שלי למדינת אוקראינה. כשהגעתי למדינת אוקראינה, אני התחלתי עם עסקים, למדתי לעורך דין, וקיבלתי תואר עורך דין מובחר של המדינה ועורך דין של השנה 2016. והרבה עזרתי ליהודים, הרבה אנשים יצאתי מכלא, לקחתי אותו בכלא, אבל החוזה הראשון שלי אני זוכר עד היום. החוזה הראשון שלי היה בכפר חב"ד בזמן הבר מצווה שלי. המתנה הכי גדולה שקיבלתי לבר מצווה זה מאותו מדריך. הוא הביא לי 2 בקבוקי קולה, וזו מעלה גדולה. זו המתנה הגדולה לבר מצווה. אבל אחרי בר מצווה היה לי עסקה אחרת. אנחנו היינו ילדים פשוטים, הלכנו לבתים של האנשים שגרו בכפר חב"ד, ואני הלכתי לבן פשוט, קוראים לו יוסי ניימרק. הוא היה גר בשיכונים, היה מלמד באיזשהו חדר פשוט, והרכב שלו היה כל כך גרוע שאפילו פחדנו לנסוע בו. בא לי 20 שנה. ופתאום הוא הזמין אותי, הוא אומר, תשמע, אני יודע שאין לך תפילין, ואני רוצה לחתום איתך חוזה. החוזה הראשון בחיי. אתה מתחייב להניח כל יום תפילין, ומתי שיהיה לך כסף, אתה תעשה אותו דבר לבן אדם אחר. זה באדם פשוט, שהוא מלמד בחדר. אין לו, לא באדם עשיר, ואמרת, אני חותם את החוזה. מתי שהוא פתח את החוזה איתי, זה באמת חוזה, זה היה נראה כמגילת אסתר. המון שמות היו לפני זה. הוא עשה אותו מצווה למאות אנשים. זה באדם חשוב. ואני זכרתי את זה לכל האיים. מי עשיר באמת, ומי עשיר במצוות. אני, כשהגעתי לפרלמנט, פתאום ראיתי בפרלמנט שלנו באדם יהודי, כהן, שמתקרב ליהדות, אבל אף פעם בחיים לא ראה את התפילין. פתאום הזכרתי אותו התחייבות שלי, ואותו תפילין ששמרתי את כל החיים והנחתי כל יום, מסרתי לו שהוא יניח. ככה ממשיכים את השליחות בקדושה ורוחניות. ולפני כמה שעות אני נפגשתי עם ראש ממשלת ישראל, מר נתניהו, ובפגישה אמרתי, יש לנו משהו משותף. אתה קיבלת, אם אתה זוכר, פעם ברכה מרבי מלובביץ'. הוא אומר, כן, בדיוק, שמעת, בדיוק, לפני כמה זמן לא רב, היו חסידים, סיפרו לי על זה, אמרתי, תשמע, גם אני קיבלתי ברכה והצלחה לנסוע לאוקראינה. וזה מה שמאחד אותנו. ולא משנה מי ישראלי. רציתי לספר לה, אנחנו במדינת אוקראינה חיים אחרים. יש לי למשל בן אדם שסבל 5 שנים בכלא על עבירה שלא עשה. ולקחת אותו מכלא והבאת אותו לרפים, ורפים אמרו, אנחנו לא רוצים לקבל אותו. הוא יהודי, אבל הוא בכלל לא היה לו שודיים, הוא כזה באמת היה במצב גרוע, שאמרו, לא רוצים אפילו לטפל בו, אנחנו לא צריכים בעיות. אמרתי, תשמע, יש לכם 2 אפשרויות, או שהוא מגיע עליכם, או שאתם מגיעים עליו, לכלא. הם הבינו אותי מיד, אז טיפלו בו, והתברר שלבאדם היה לו בעיה רפואית, שהיה נשאר לו לחיות 3 ימים. טיפלו, עשו לו ניתוח, והעבירו אותו. אז היום הבאדם הזה לא רק עשה ברית מילה ומתפלל כל יום. הוא באדם היחיד בעולם שנמצא תחת מאסר בית בבית הכנסת של חב"ד בקייב. במשך שנה לא יכול לצאת מהבית הכנסת. אין כזה דבר בחיים, אין. אני אספר לכם סיפור קצר לחלם. פעם אחת על השליחות. אני מתקשר אליי ראש משמר הגבול משדה תעופה, אומר, תשמע, יש לנו כזאת בעיה. אנחנו תפסנו איזשהו חסיד. באדם עם כובע וחליפה, יש לו דרכון אמיתי, אבל לא שלו. אתה יכול לעשות משהו? אז אמרתי, בסדר, מה לעשות? אני הגעתי, פתאום יראה באדם חסיד, באמת. באתי עליו לשאול אותו, תשמע, הגעתי אליך לעזור לך, אתה יכול לספר לי מה הסיפור, מה קורה פה? הוא אומר, תשמע אותי, יש לי 20 ילדים, ואני החלטתי להתפרנס, פתחתי סופרמרקט קטן, אבל נתתי לאנשים מאכל באשראי ולא שלמו, צ'קים חזרו. ואני פרשתי רגל, ואיסרו לי לצאת ממדינת ישראל. עכשיו, ילדים שלי אמרו שבאוקראינה יש הרבה קברי צדיקים, ושאני אלך לשם ואתפלל שם, וקדוש ברוך הוא יעזור לי. אז הם מצאו דרכון של מישהו אחר, בסדר, 20 שנה הבדל, הפרש, אבל בסדר. אם דרכון הזה עבר את הגבול בארץ, אפילו נכנס לאוקראינה, ניסה להתפלל בכל מיני קברי צדיקים, ובדרך החזור תפסו אותו. אז אמרתי, בסדר, יש לך לפחות דרכון אמיתי שלך? הוא אומר, כן, נתן לי מספר טלפון של המשפחה שלו, התקשרתי לארץ, סיכמתי, שלחו את הדרכון, אני טיפלתי בבית משפט, ברוך השם, הכל בסדר. הוא יצא, אבל לקראת השבת ממש. כמו שאני הגעתי לפה, אני הגעתי לפה ליום אחד רק לכנס ואני חוזר מחר בביתה. רק אליכם הגעתי. אז הוא יצא, ואנשי הקהילה לקחו אותו במהירות רבה, והביאו אותו לבית כנסת 5 דקות לפני השבת. ובאו אליו לשאול אותו, זה באדם שיצא מכלא, ממאסר, שאומרים לו, תגיד לי, איך זה היה, מה קרה? הוא אומר, תשמע, שעצרו אותי בדרך החזור, אני לא מדבר לא רוסית ולא אנגלית, אני מדבר רק עברית. והבנתי שתפסו אותי, ואני הזכרתי את כל הסיפורי החסידים על הסיביריה, על הדובים, על המינוס 40, אמרתי זהו, החיים שלי נגמרו, והתפללתי למען קדוש ברוך הוא. ופתאום אני ראיתי מלאך בלי כיפה שמדבר בעברית. אז זה פגע בי מאוד הסיפור הזה, כי כל אחד מאיתנו הוא שליח של הרבי. והשליחות גוררת השליחות. ואני יודע מה הביא אותי לכך. והכל מה שיש לי בחיים זה בזכות הרבי מלך המשיח לעולם ועד. אני אסיים קצר. תודה לכם שהגעתם. תודה שאתם מחזיקים את העם ישראל. תודה שאתם מחזיקים את כל העולם. והחי עדננו, מרנו ורבנו, מלך המשיח לעולם ועד.
Let us hear it for Yossi Cohen and Mordechai Brodsky. For the final speaker of the night, and before we do the Agrola for 100 Shluchim to be Zeiche, our final speaker tonight is a Talmud that has been in many different kreisen. Originally, stamms from Ropshitz Chassidim. He learned in Belzer Yeshivas, Bluzhever Yeshivas, Slabotke Yeshiva, und Mir, Yeshivas Mir. But all through his years of learning, there was one thing that attracted him more than Nigla, was Chassidus. And so he's found his way to Chassidus Chabad. And for the last 22 years, he has been a Schliach in Los Angeles, California, teaching Chassidus to Jews everywhere. In 2006, he founded a Moisid Maya in Yisrael, and he has since been inspiring and lecturing around the world. My fellow Shluchim, let us welcome the Schliach Harav Ruvain Wolf from Los Angeles, California.
L'chaim and a good Yom Tov, everyone. So this is probably a little bit of a surprise. Looks like I fell down from the moon. What's a guy with a shtreimel doing up here at this gathering? And if I had Yechi on my shtreimel, look from the top, from the bottom, it would be an interesting question of how do you put Yechi on a shtreimel? That I would let the Mavinim figure out. The reason I'm here tonight is because I was asked to speak. And why was I asked? Is because of a viral video that went out a couple of months ago. I spoke in Los Angeles for Yud Beis and Yud Gimel Tammuz, Episaninian. And today's days, there's no secrets. Someone took a video, and they asked me permission. And before I knew it, it spread everywhere. And based on that video, they asked me to speak. So let me give you a little bit of background, where I'm coming from. Mentioned before, I don't come from a Chabad background, as you can see. And I come from a Chassidish background, grew up in Borough Park. I was always a thinker, I was always searching. For whatever reason, when I was 17 years old, Bashgach Elyoina, learning in Slabotki Yeshiva, I ended up going to Kfar Chabad for a Shabbos. This is in Tavshin Mem Tes, Yud Beis Tammuz. And I came there for Shabbos. And Motzossi, I found that Shahava Nafshi, this is what my soul was searching and longing. I heard that Mendel, he didn't verbrengen a Mendel Futterfast, but I was just glued to him. I heard Shiurim, Reb Zalman Goppen gave a shir. in the Maimon from the Rebbe, and it blew me. It took me completely. I came back to Slobodka, and my soul was on fire. I'm learning, and I'm trying to grab as much Chassidus as I can. I can't get enough. I learned with Reb Zalman Lando. I learned with Reb Mendel Wächter. And fine, I'm learning, fine. Until, in the end, my badge of honor. They kicked me out of Slobodka. So I don't have a Yechi pin, but I have my badge of honor. I was kicked out of Slobodka, fine. I'm a Sidus Nefesh V'Chsidis. That was, now the time that I came to Lubavitch was in Mentes. And at that time was the height of the Mashiach frenzy. And I kind of was swept in to this feverish excitement about Mashiach. And we had Memches, Memtes, and it only became more intense, Nun, Nun Aleph, Nun Beis. And I was completely absorbed in this and excited. And I was waiting every moment for the Hizgalus. There was no shadow of a doubt in my mind. It was so clear. And you're going to ask a question. You're going to say, I had no exposure to Lubavitch. I went to all the Rebbes in the world, but even though I lived in Borough, mir käme nicht eingefallen to go to Crown Heights. So you're just totally new to Lubavitch. How do you have such a metamorphosis, such a transformation, such radical things? So I'll tell you. You see, initially when I was growing up, my Yiddishkeit was very superficial. I didn't really have a deep inner appreciation of what it means, Torah and mitzvahs, the purpose of creation, the world. And the hashkafa that I had, whether it was a Litvish hashkafa, this, we're here to go to Olam Haba, we're here to reach shleimus and perfection, it didn't speak to me. It didn't speak to me. Quite on the contrary, there was something in me that rejected it very strongly. And when I started learning Chassidus, suddenly it came alive. The Alter Rebbe opened up the whole world. And I remember learning, I started at Shara Yichud Ve'emunah. I remember learning how everything in the world, every moment is being Nishava B'Shah, every Rega B'chol Rega V'Rega. The Baal Shem Tov's teaching that the Eibishter is Mahava B'chol Rega V'Rega. The words that the Eibishter spoke to create the heaven is right now creating the world right now. And I remember walking in the streets of Bnei Barak, and it filled me with such joy, because more than the philosophy, more than the intellect, Chassidus resonates. It resonates in the neshama. It speaks to your etzem. It fits. It goes in. It makes sense. The neshama is makabelit. This was my experience. Fine. And then when I turn around, after suddenly Yiddishkeit makes sense, there is life, there is true neshama, there is infinite depth. The inyan of Dira B'Tachtoinim, the whole purpose is down here in this world. Gewald. Then I turn around, and now I'm miskarev to the Rebbe. My initial attraction was to Chassidus. Now I'm miskarev to the Rebbe, and I'm observing the Rebbe, and and I learn Basi Legani. And I read that when the Rebbe was a little boy, when he was just, and he says in the letter, for when I went to Cheder, and even before this, I know exactly the lashon, that the images of Geula started forming in my mind. And again, the Rebbe is speaking that even before he starts going to Cheder, he's already thinking about the redemption of the world. Now, I've heard many stories, and you've heard of Gedolei Yisrael, tzaddikim, great men, who when they were very young, you saw already in them certain, great genius. They learned, they knew. They say about the Alter Rebbe, when the Alter Rebbe was a little boy, I don't remember exactly which age, I didn't look this up, maybe 3, 4 years old. The Alter Rebbe says that it was already clear by him, started feeling the sense, the idea of Neshamas Ani Asisi, that there's 2 Neshamas, an Nefesh Elokis and a Nefesh Bahamas. This is not ordinary information. This is only a person who's destined to write the Tanya, the person who's here to bring these truths in the world. This person feels this when he's 2 years old. This is not just information. This is not knowledge. This is an intuition. This is in a deep, intrinsic neshama gefeel. So here I'm looking and I see the Rebbe writing a letter like this. Or 2 years old. This is before even you can process knowledge. This is intrinsic. Then we read Basi Legani. And we read how the Rebbe speaks about 7 generations. That there's 2 times 7 generations. The 7 generations at the beginning, before to bring the Shekhinah down to the world the first time at the Mishkan, beginning with Avram Avinu, ending with Moshe Rabbeinu. And then there's again 7 generations that have, right before Mashiach comes, that have to bring the Shekhinah Lamata Ba'aretz. You learn that Maimah, it becomes absolutely clear from the very beginning what the Rebbe is saying. The Rebbe is comparing himself, the 7th generation, to Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe Rabbeinu is a Goyel, and he's the Goyel, and this is the 7th generation, and there's no Shaila, and it's so clear. And even though Lubavitchers in general, it took a while for us to catch on what the Rebbe was saying, even though it was so clear. And then you start looking at the years. First of all, the first 10 years, I'm not the biggest historian, so excuse me if I make a little mistakes. But the first 10 years from the Sichos that you learn, you get the sense that the Rebbe needed to create Chassidim. Even though we had 7 generations of Chassidim, but the Rebbe needed to create Chassidim on a whole different level. Chassidim Bale Kabbalah's oil that are not going to ask questions. Chassidim that are going to be soldiers, are going to do what he tells them to do. Obviously, if the Rebbe is going to conquer the entire world, so you need to have people, you need to have a team. Who's going to do it with you? So the Rebbe for 10 years is developing Chassidim. And then afterwards, and at that time there is Shlichus already, but it starts growing. At a certain point it becomes the concept of a Beis Chabad. What's that? That's an embassy. And it reaches Kol Katzvei Teva, like we see today, a network of embassies across the entire world. Never in the history of the Jewish people was there such a network, was there such a body of people dedicated for the betterment of mankind and for the elevation of the world. And the Rebbe starts a whole series of mitzvahim to reach every single yid, to be mekasher every single yid with a mitzvah. Preparing the world for the Geula, unbelievable. But the Rebbe gives names. For instance, the Rebbe names one of the Mitzayim Neshek. Neshek means weapons. Strange thing to say, weapons. What means the weapons? Since when does a Rebbe need weapons? Then the Rebbe comes and introduces Tzivos Hashem, an army. Taka, an army of the innocent, the little kinderlach, children. But still, there's an army. And you think the Rebbe was doing a marketing campaign. How is he going to get kids excited? Oh, and the Rebbe came up and said, if I call them an army, you think a Rebbe kids around? But Rebbe said army. And then the tanks roll out. And I'm processing all this when I'm 17, 18, 19 years old. There's a concept of mitzvah tanks. But the Rebbe calls them mitzvah, mobile mitzvah. But the Rebbe calls them tanks. And the people in the tanks, tankisten. Since when I come from a Chassidish Welt, right? And I've known a lot of Rebbes. I never heard in the history of all Chassidish Rabbeim a Rebbe with tanks, a Rebbe with weapons, a Rebbe with an army. Rebbes don't have that. The Rebbes have Mishulachim maybe. Rebbes have Moistis. They don't have these things. So right away, who has an army? Who needs an army? Who needs weapons? Who needs tanks? That's a king. It becomes clear that the Rebbe is a melech. And you can look. You can see this throughout the entire Nesius. It's getting only stronger and stronger. Then it reaches Ad Mosai. And then it gets stronger in Memches and Memtes, Nun Aleph, Nun Beis, Gewalt. We merit to hear such in Yonim Nefloim, such expressions that Rebbe says. Unbelievable things. And wow, of course, I was completely swept up in this passion and this excitement. But then something happens. We have Chav Zayin Adar, the first one, unexpected. And then a Chav Zayin Adar again. And then we're hit with Gimel Tammuz. Now I have to say like this. The first Chav Zayin Adar, the second Chav Zayin Adar, the Rebbe had the stroke. And I was able to continue in my amun and my belief and my attachment. It was because I was able to include it and say, of course, Mashiach Tzidkenu has to go through, and there has to be an alamas vestatim and so on. I was able to kind of include it in my mind. But after Gimel Tammuz also, for a couple of months, no problem. I mean, it hurts. It was painful. But on the other hand, there is this gala v'chayzev and iskasa, and this gala v'chayzev and iskasa. There's midrashim. There's this, there's that, and we're waiting. We're still waiting for the isgalos every moment. But then, as time passes, 1 year goes by, 2 years go by, 3 years goes by. It started becoming very challenging to me personally, very difficult. For two reasons. First of all, in my own mind, things didn't make sense. And especially if you're going between people, I have family, I have relatives. People start looking at you like you're an absolute lunatic. A belief of Mashiach already then, even before Gimel Tammuz was pretty extreme. And Lubavitchers were known as Mishugoyim. But Azam Mishugana, Azatzedreit, come now. So you know what? So after 2 or 3 years, an interesting thing happened to me. And that is there were two Ruvi wolves. There was an inner me and an outer me. Deep inside, at the very core, and I know this clear, this was all along, deep inside, I knew because we saw it with our own eyes. We saw the Rebbe, we saw Yechi, we saw everything happening with our own eyes. It was clear, no shaila. And it was so. That was my deeper self. That was my Simchas Torah self after a couple of L'chayims. And I remember I was once in 770 Yom Kippur, and by Ne'ilah, screaming Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, I had no problem at that moment, in that deep inner moment, to identify with my neshama's belief at the inner core that Zehu, this is who he is. And it was no problem. In my mind, it's clear. Problem is there is an ordinary self. There's a regular self. There's the more logical, thinking, rational person. And over here, I just couldn't make sense out of it. And I was jealous. When I would come to Fabrengens or I'd come to 770. And I saw people taking it bepashtos and living with it, but I couldn't relate to it. It hurt me. And then this whole subject started causing so much pain, so much inner turmoil, because it created such confusion. So what I basically did was I took the entire thing, put it in a shelf, and locked it and closed it off and let it gather dust. That means I didn't want to learn the sichos of Nunav. Not that I had anything particularly against it. I learned the hair, but I couldn't identify. It's almost like something deep died inside of me. And it hurt me, but it was kind of like in the back burner, stashed away. And life goes on, and everybody does whatever they do. This lasted till like 3-4 years ago. Something happened. It was a time in Lubavitch that sadly there was a lot of serious tragedies. And there were many people, that young people passed away, Shluchim. So there was a gathering in Los Angeles for women. And at that gathering, a lady gathering for women, in which the Kinus Hashluchim, or Shlucha passed away, and they made this Kinus. They asked me to speak. So I took a walk. Before I talk, I like to think, and I like that the Indian should come to me. Like, I don't like this to try to be control. So I walk and I say, whatever the thoughts, wherever my mind will go, as a simon, this is what I have to speak. And when I got up and I spoke, and this is what came to me. I was telling the people that generally, if you get cramps in your stomach, your stomach is hurting you. So what do? There's all kinds of remedies and medicines and various different things you do to hopefully help your stomach when you have a stomach ache. Fine. What happens if someone happens to be that this person who got a stomach ache is a woman who's 9 months pregnant and she's already almost holding by her leda, she's at her due date, and suddenly she gets a powerful cramp? So it obviously would be utterly insane to imagine this woman running to the pharmacy and looking for Pepto-Bismol or whatever, anything to stop her stomach ache. Lady, it's time to go to the hospital. It's time to give birth. So I said to the people, usually when these tzaras happened in Klal Yisrael, we have a tradition. People took upon themselves fasting, tzedakah. That's all in the mindset that we're in Golus and we're staying in Golus, and now we have to ease the pain. The Eibusha should take away this extra Gezerah in Golus. But yes, we're holding by the Geula. It's time to go have a baby. Now, Chas v'Sholom, I didn't want to legitimize the Indian that there's Chevla Mashiach and there has to be pain and suffering. The Rebbe said we were yoitz already. But Mitzat Sheni, the Rebbe did tell us that we have to look at everything from the eyes and the perspective that Mashiach is about to happen. And therefore, I said, Medarfen machen sicher that it's time to go give birth. Let's go to the hospital. Now, how do we make the baby be born? How do we bring Mashiach happen? I said, the Rebbe told us clearly. Azoivat, I remembered. In Nun Aleph, the Rebbe said to us clearly, beginning in Parshas Tazriah Metzora, and again, that the way, Derech HaYeshara, is to learn seriously in Yom Geula Mashiach. So I gave a fiery speech, telling the women that they have to learn Yinyane Geula Mashiach. And women, b'schus nashim tzidkani, women particularly are so mekabel in Yonim, especially in Yonim Vamunah. And there were women that came over to me right afterwards. They said, we're masking all the way, but you should give the shir. Kraina de Igresili have a pervanke. The one who reads the letter should do it. So no choice. I had to commit to a new shir. So once a week, I started giving a shir in the Yinyane Geula Mashiach. Now I taught in Yinyane Geula Mashiach from the Sefer Geula Mashiach ala Parsha. I decided that I'm going to start with Bereshis. I'm going to go through week by mamish every story in the Torah and find the Nekuda of Mashiach in the story. He did a wonderful job, Rabbi Dubov. He brings so many in Yonim. It was very gewaldige shiurim. But in the course of that, he brings also the Sichos of Nun Aleph and Nun Beis, and it kind of forced me to learn them. And I'm learning them, and an amazing thing happened. As I am learning this, and I'm teaching it, which means I have to absorb it, I have to understand it, and then I have to verbalize it, and articulate it, and explain it to other people, suddenly I started getting more and more and more comfortable with the notion of Mashiach. Like a magic, but this is what the Rebbe told us. If you're going to learn it, then the Inyan is going to enter into you. Through Torah, it's going to enter into your neshama. Not only that, I became so infused with these concepts and ideas that I started looking at the world around me, and I started noticing that all the things that are going on in the world are the Chamamish Mashiach. And this is what the Rebbe said. If you will learn, then you will open up your eyes, and you'll see in the world that everything is... And then I'm looking at the last 23 or 26 years from when the Rebbe spoke in Nun Beis, and I'm looking at all these years, and it becomes so clear that even though whatever happened, and we have a Helen the Hester, we have a concealment, but at the same time, the world is unbelievably advancing to Mashiach. In all areas, whether it's technology and so many, unbelievable. Just to mention a few, because this was happening just in the last few years, the unbelievable transformation on the political scene. Does anybody realize the miracle that just took place in the United States of America? Just from last year, we had an administration, Oichrei Yisrael, that stood for everything against that, whatever the Rebbe stood, whatever Yiddishkeit, whatever holiness stands for. And then, Ba'oifen Nisi completely, that has no explanation. The whole thing went, Moshe Kapoyer, miracle, no one expected it. And now we have a whole different situation. Look at the UN in just a year of an ahapachu, such of an ahapachu. And I'm coming from Los Angeles. Everybody knows a little bit what's going on now. That mamish mountains of klippa are coming down and they're falling. Horim kadoinag nomasu. Mountains of klippas are coming crashing down. It is so clear the world is moving towards Mashiach. Who are the two super leaders? And people will say to me, "Was hat das mit dem Rebbe?" And maybe the Eibishter is taking care. Take a look. The two superpowers in the world, most powerful people in the world, and there's a whole situation over here if they colluded with each other. Putin and Trump, take a look between the two of them. Both of them are dafke connected to Chabad. Dafke. These are the two most powerful people. Dafke Lubavitch. We know what happened the night before the election. The daughter of the president is seen with cameras going to daven Bam Rebbe. This is crazy. This is such an unbelievable thing, and you see miracles in front of our eyes. Neflos, the whole world is changing. Very, very clear. it became so clear to me. And then one more thing happened. Just 2-3 months ago, I came across a sefer that was given out at this Kinus Hashluchim last year, a sefer called In Yonah Shel Moshiach. Shalom Ber Wolf, Berel Wolf, I don't know if he's here, maybe I'll meet him, Be'ezus Hashem, I know we communicated. And in the sefer, I saw a sefer on Mashiach. I'm always looking for something. I sat and I got so excited in the sefer, I started learning it. I couldn't put it down for a week and a half. I learned from cover to cover. I went through the entire sefer, Medafis learning. And it blew me away. Why? He took all the sichos of the Rebbe regarding Moshiach, and he systemized them in such a clear way, and it's in a manner that is so niskabel, in a way to be able to receive it and understand it and appreciate it and internalize it. And I started reading it again. Not only that, I started giving shiurim on Inyan Mashiach based on the sefer. I was so blown, but it was very special. This is what happened. Now, but as my excitement about Mashiach and the clarity and the understanding that there's, and then when I looked at the sichos, and we're learning them, and we're seeing how this is our only shlichus, and this is what we need to do, I began questioning myself. Am I fulfilling that which I'm a Schliach from Rebbe? Am I fulfilling my shlichus the way I'm supposed to? And not only that, it started causing me a lot of pain. That when I see Bechlal Shluchim across the entire world from Rebbe, and I think there are so many Shluchim, so many Chassidim Shluchim, Ba'al Mesiras Nefesh, devoted to the Shlichus, but so many of them are stuck in the place where I was stuck. Not that Chas v'Sholem, if you would go deep and sit by a Farbrengen and say a lot of L'chaims and get to the Nekuda Atzmis, that inner Yechidische Benefesh, es wird arois come in the Amunah without a doubt. But because there is a lack of communication between the mind and the understanding and the deep, rich, powerful, the Nekudas HaYahadus that's inside, there is some kind of a disconnect. And therefore people became so afraid, because it causes pain, it causes such confusion, that shluchim across the world started becoming more and more and more removed from the Inyan, to the point that the word even irritates, the word scares, the word causes people to become it's almost like a taboo word. It's a word that you don't mention. If you mention it, it creates a certain discomfort. And this started causing me so much pain. And it bothered me. Chevra, don't we get what's happening over here? Look what's happening. The Rebbe took us mamish to the threshold. He took us mamish to the place, and he said, Chevra, but I need you. I need you to help me walk across this threshold. We're going to do this together. And at that moment, Chas v'Sholem, the thought that the army and the Rebbe's people devoted are deserting the mission, it scared me, it hurts me. And I was saying, Chevra, Medarf Epis Ton, people need to come back to what the Rebbe gave it to us. And I really want to speak, and I know what I'm saying is Dvarim Pshutim to everyone over here. But because of the channels that are available today, I hope that my words will reach many others, many other people, many other shluchim, many people around the world that are struggling. And I'm calling out and I'm saying as follows. Number one, let's not forget from Tav Shin Yud to from Yud Aleph to L'chavs, learn all the sichos of Chelik Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet. What's the foundation of all those sichos? The foundation is Kabbalah's oil that you do because you're told to do, whether you understand or you don't understand. To Chas v'Sholem, think that because I don't understand, so therefore either I'm just going to ignore 2 years of sichos, I'm going to stash it away, put it, lock it up, and close myself because ich verstehe es nicht. It's very scary. How can we? Then the other thought that occurred to me, which I think is very important. Anybody that has a tiny little bit of a whiff of Chassidus knows that the root of the connection of a Yid with the Eibishter, the root and the connection of a Yid with Elokus, the Alter Rebbe explains, is not in Bina, it's not in your Seichel, but it's in Chachma. Chachma is the Nekudas Abitul, Lamayla Metam V'das. Simply why? Because you're connecting to Or Ein Soif, you're connecting to an infinite being that infinitely transcends Seichel. And Leis Machshava Tfisa Beiklal, there's no thought that can grasp him. And therefore the only Inyan that can connect to the Eibishter is the Bittul of Yechidah Shebenefesh or Chachma Shebenefesh, the Koyach Ma. That's where the Yid is a Yid. The Alter Rebbe teaches us in Tanya that the Jewishness of the Jew is dependent on the Lamayla Metam V'das, on the craziness. And here's a very, very important inyan. The Alter Rebbe says, Behemo Yisayisi Imoch. The way to be with the Eibishter is not a Chacham. Behemo Yisayisi Imoch. I am with you because I'm a Behema. Sometimes I think that wouldn't it be a nice thing? I don't know how nice it would be, but it would be a correct thing. That we should gather all Chassidim, intellectuals, Balei Haskalah, people that understand, and I'm a nobody. There are people that have knowledge and deep and no ayin basis. I'm have such vast knowledge, both in Nigla and Chassidus. If we should gather all of them, I would love to join as well. And Mamish, I don't know if we have to take off our clothing or not, but we should all get down on all four. We should lock the door because we will put down the blinds because we don't want to make this public. And we should all sit together and go moo, moo, moo like a cow. Why? You look at me? Because then we get stuck in our own seichel. When we think that our mind is a barometer, the mind knows. This is it's not, you're not connecting. Then we're losing our whole, the Baal Shem Tov, the Chassidim, we're all known as Meshigoyim. Chassidus is an Inyan Lamayla Metam V'das. It's Lamayla Min HaSeichel. The Chiddush of the Alter Rebbe was that he took the Lamayla Min HaSeichel and he brought it down in Seichel. To Chas V'Sholem disconnect from an Inyan, so when you're told, what does it mean B'Poyel Mamish? When you're told by a Rebbe, when you're told clear Oisi, I said, there's no question. Anybody that sits and learns the Sichos will see clearly that we were given exact instructions, what our avodah is, and so on and so forth. It is so clear. But if we can't relate to it because our minds can't fathom it, because we have questions, because we're looking at what we call facts on the ground, so and so, we have a lamas vestadim. And I'll add one more interest upon Nekuda. You know, the Rebbe has so many Sichos where the Rebbe tells us that the Nisayan right before Mashiach comes is al yizbayish mipnei hamaligim olav. Not to be embarrassed from those who make fun. I want to ask my dear fellow Shluchim across the world a simple question. Today's days, who is malig on a Chabad house? Who laughs at you for doing miftzayim? Who laughs at you for Adarab? The whole world is happy. People from all, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy there's a mikveh. Everybody's happy there's kosher food. Everybody recognizes Lubavitch's Mesiras Nefesh. Everybody cherishes it. Everybody. The whole world is clapping bravo, bravo, bravo to Lubavitch. No, everybody does it. The one thing that people do laugh sometimes, ooh, the Gleipsten, whatever, Mr. Vendia Chevra, you're from those guys. This is the Inyan of Maligan Olav. And in this Gufat, the Rebbe gesagt that this is an Asayan. And a person likes his kavod atzmi, a person wants to be respected, so a person is uncomfortable with the idea that he should be laughed on. But let me ask one more question, my dear friends. Doesn't it make sense that we know the Eibishter, the way he works, we don't understand why? Or Chassidus maybe gives explanation. Before every gilui, before every relation, there's always a concealment. There's always a concealment. There's always a challenge. So it makes sense. Let me add, doesn't it make sense that before the greatest revelation of all of time, nothing parallels Mashiach? Nothing ever will parallel Bias HaMashiach. This is the ultimate Gilui. Doesn't it make sense in our minds that before that, there will be a concealment, and a very tough concealment, and it will be hard? The Heilige Gerushin said that right before Mashiach comes, to hold on to the Amunah is going to be like hanging from a rope. You're holding on to a rope. People are literally hanging from a rope. You're holding on. But right before Mashiach comes, they're going to take the rope and they're going to go like this. And people are going to fly because you can't hold on. And to hold on, you have to hold on with Mesiras Nefesh Mamish. Who is the Ruzhin talking about? Such a big the challenge of Amun. It's hard today, ich verstehe, to be a fromme Yid. But it's not. Who is it? It's talking about believing in Mashiach. It's talking about holding on in this. We're holding right by that last threshold, and there's powerful storm winds blowing, and they're blowing and blowing and blowing, and we have to just push forward and get through it. But here's the Indian. When you learn the Sichos, and you learn the Meimarim, and you learn in Yanagil Mashiach, then all that klippa dissipates. All that confusion just disappears, and it becomes so clear, and it becomes so lebedig, and it becomes so real. So someone will say, Wolf, was bist du etwas redner Heinten Lubavitch? You're telling Chassidim, I'm not. I'm telling you right now, I am really, really not, a big mashpia and a big rav and a big this. I don't have to tell you. People will say, the guy, the Streimer, is going to tell me what to do. Ich bin schon a Schliach for 50 years. I'm so and so. And you know what? Maybe not. Even if I'm not a Lubavitcher. Okay? I didn't have a Lubavitcher moil. Okay? Let's say not. Let me ask you, since when does Lubavitch have the only rights on Mashiach? Meaning to say, let me explain what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Mashiach only Lubavitch? Mashiach is for the entire world. What does it mean Mashiach is for the entire world? When the Eibishter created the world from the very beginning, this is the Kavanah. For them there was Lech Lecha Me'artzecha. There were 10 Nisyonis. There was Akedas Yitzchak. There was Matan Torah. There was Golus Mitzrayim, where Paroi was bathing in the blood of Jewish children. How many children. There was 6 million Jews just recently went into the flames. Al Kiddush Hashem. There was an inquisition. There were pogroms. There was suffering. We Jews are unbelievable. Oceans of tears, rivers of blood. And what? So that we should come to this moment. And the Rebbe is the one who is the achrayus to bring Mashiach. And the Rebbe said, Chassidim, you have to do it shluchim. It's your job to do it. Don't I have the right to call out to shluchim and say, at this moment, chas v'shalom, should we abandon our shlichus because it doesn't make any sense? Because I can't fit it in my mind. And I'm so terrified to open up the sichos and learn it and then allow the amunah I really have, but to allow that amunah to come out. It's frightening, it scares us, but that's the question. This is not over here, it's a nice thing, Mashiach. This is it. This is what it was all about from the very beginning. For us to ignore it is a problem. So therefore, just to conclude is as follows. The reason why I was able to absorb and have this, to a certain degree, transformation for myself was because I was able to pick up a sefer that took all in Yonim, what we call Oiros Tetoyu, and it explained it B'Kelim the Tikkun, in a manner that is gentle, not aggressive, not in your face. You can sense that there was no agenda over there, even though he doesn't hide, there's Yechi on the cover. But it's a very, very clean and clear, easy read. And you can connect to it, and he explains it, and it makes sense. Stam, if I'm coming around in general before that, and I'm hearing just a slogan or just this, it didn't work for me. Not that I'm saying, chas v'shalom, it's a problem, it didn't work. What I am asking and saying, today is Rosh Chodesh Kislev. It's easy, chas v'shalom, for us to reach out and say, Yener is shuldik and Yener is shuldik. But bottom line, 26 years later, or 23 years after Gimel Tammuz, v'adayin lo ba. And therefore, the cheshbon hanefesh has to be for us too over here. And what's the cheshbon hanefesh? Are we creating enough kelim of tikkun? Are we articulating it in a manner that people can understand? In the Sichos and the Maimarim, whenever the Rebbe talks about the Oir HaBli Gvul after coming into the Kelim, the Rebbe doesn't only blame the Kelim for being rigid and strong and not accepting the oil, the Rebbe blames the oil too. The oil too is being too aggressive. The oil doesn't want to consider that there's a keli, because the oil is so close to the etzem, it wants to just say, this is the way it is, and I don't want to be mitzamtzim the inyan. Chavre, it's important for us as well. We can't do it our own. We need shluchim from the entire world. We can't continue in a state, and you should know, everybody can see, I'm not a party man, I don't belong here, I don't belong there, this is all narishkeit to me. Simple Indian, there's a Rebbe, Mashiach has to come, it has to happen right now, and we have to stop being petty. All of us have to grow up and say, Yid medarf ton, genig is genug, we need to make it happen. And on both ends, we have to join together, we have to join, Fanal is a Yidden. There are people across the world who have such abilities to take and explain and bring things down. I want to make a practical haitzah. I want to give a practical thing that we can do. Sometime, I don't know now, is the Kinus Hashluchim, we're leaving, people are going back home. Sometime over the next few months, Shluchim should get together from across the spectrum, and again, it can't be with any sense of nitzchaynis. It can't be with any sense that it has to be my way or the highway. It has to be with an achdus, with a desire for the kavanah pnimis. And what do we want? We want to sit together. We want to learn the sichos, but we also want that every shliach who has the ability to be able to take the inyanim from the Beli Gavul and be malbishit in Hezbollah in a way that we can understand. So we can empower shluchim across. I know it's done, but it could be done so much better and so much stronger. People, mamish geniuses, people mamish, and mechevre from olam hatikun, if you can say. Mamish tikun shebet tikun. These are people that have abilities, they have such clarity. If we can all sit together and say, Chevre, enough is enough, we're going to sit together, we're going to take we're not watering down the Indian. The Indian is the Indian, K'moy Shahu, but Azoivi das is, we're going to bring it into Kalim, the Tikkun, and manners that people can learn and understand. We were given a job to do it, and if we were given the job to do it, we could do it, and we will do it, and we will get this Indian done. And not Indian, what Indian? This is ours. We will bring his galus of Mashiach, and may it happen. Takif and takif and takif. Umiyad, mamish. I know, perhaps on some level, I'm speaking over here and saying what I'm saying, and I understand that this is not exactly accordance to everybody's rules and regulations, but I'm just going to say that Be'ez Hazois, all I can remember is what Mordechai said. Im hachreish tachrishi be'ez hazois. This is not a time for quiet. And I hear what Esther answers when Esther says, Ubechein avoy el hamelech v'kasher avodati. Whatever, the mina nish negeya, what's the mina negeya? What's negeya is one inyan bechein avoy el hamelech. We are all coming today to Melech HaMashiach. We're here, l'chaim, we should merit. There should be this galus of Mashiach now. L'chaim.
Thank you, Hashliach Haravol, for those magical words. We are now going to do the raffle that the Shluchim have been waiting for. There will be tonight 100 Zeichim, 100 winners in the amount of $500 per winner. I also want to make the following announcement. If there is any Schliach over here, that is in need of money, and I don't mean he needs extra money, but we're talking about real, he's in need of money, tomorrow he should just simply write a note and give it to one of the Me'argenei Kinus, and we have been promised tonight that there will be a response financially to Shluchim that are in need of money. We want to give a big Yasher Koyach to the people that are responding to the needs of our Shluchim.
Where's the boy? Where's the little boy? Hello.
We also want to thank at this point Rabbi Eli Turin for all his wonderful work in doing the translation. We also want to notify all the Shluchim that there will be Kinus Hashluchim Ha'elami here in 770 in the days of Chav Beishvat. Please keep your emails open for that. We also want to, continuing with Rabbi Wolf's beautiful speech, to tell you that in your Tshudah tonight, you'll be getting Moshiach Beparsha. It is something that everybody could be able to use on a weekly basis. The Schliach Yisrael Handel is honored with calling out the numbers for the Zeichim Begoyrel. Okay, hello. 1-855-393-16. 1-855-405-49. 1-84203-34. 1-85390-14. 1-8414362. 1-82330-86. 1-82834-05. 1-85455-05. 1-85411-25. 1-85532-23. 1-85288-58. 1-85558-78. 1-829-9. 98472. 185-492-50. 185-388-92. 182-452-96. 184-877-18. 185-455-25. 185-288-50. 185-453-88. 185-389-69. 182-268-45. 185-069-36. 185-492-47. 182-787-77. 184-022-28. 182-117-04. 185-288-76. 185-523-45. 185-187-44. 181-66139. 185-288-30. 185-492-39. 185-389-86. 185-563-24. 185-285-74. 182-855-81. 185-569-98. 185-389-13. 185-02201. 185-285-85. 182-109-55. 182-633-34. 184-876-95. 185-125-37. 184-994-40. 182-855-76. 182-762-47. 185-106-15. 185-394-36. 184-662-66. 183-024-05. 185-491-80. 181-912-26. 185-278-01. 183-143-55. 185-492-44. 183-586-55. 184-115-33. 181-909-30. 184-898-28. 185-492-06. 185-288-63. 185-311-52. 184-795-58. 185-455-23. 181-972-76. 185-050-77. 184-357-75. 182-444-17. 182-247-07. 185-288-55. 183-007-07. 185-291-85. 183-668-20. 185-303-17. 185-286-74. 185-391-90. 185-284-11. 183-959-78. 184-875-78. 182-117-79. 185-511-23. 181-903-99. 181-924-10. 185-454-16. 181-912-48. 185-393-01. 185-492-26. 185-556-48. 185-289-18. 185-388-80. 185-394-85. 185-288-36. 5 more winners. 185-411-78. 185-405-69. 184-023-44. 184-04296. 2 more winners. 183-090-16. 183-007-92. We're asking now to Birchas Hamazon, the Schliach Rebbe Kohen from Moldova. Do not forget, in Birchas Hamazon Ya'aleh V'Yovoi, tomorrow this entire list of winners will be printed and be on the wall of Eishel by the workshops. And do not forget, please, tonight to take your tshudah before you leave. Again, those shluchim that are in need of money, please write a short note and hand it tonight or tomorrow to the Ma'argenei Kinus Hashluchim. Harav Abelski. In the benches that we all gave out for the Kinus Hashluchim, there's always something, Baruch Hashem, we forgot the Ya'aleh V'Yovoi. Please do not forget Ya'aleh V'Yovoi.
Rabbi Sai, you will mention.